How do you go from calling Israel an apartheid state a year ago to mocking people who think Israel is bad? Yeah, this is like what's crazy. Didn't he literally used to? I mean, I thought he was like, he was saying Israel's an apartheid. He did videos on how Israel's an apartheid.
All right. Jeopardy time. Is Hassan going to meaningfully and substantively critique anything that Lonerbox has said, or is he going to shortcut the entire argument and instead just second-guess Lonerbox's motives and accuse him of being a bad faith actor? Here we go.
Are Hassan and his fans okay? Owen Jones stuns Lonerbox with bizarre analysis. Yeah, I mean, look, Hassan freaks out on peers after weirdest pro-Palestine. Yeah, I mean, there you go. He's just, yeah, that's sad. He's just another. He's just another content creator, I think, that is just farming Destiny's audience.
Why not watch it? Why not like watch and see if that's the case? See if he makes like substantively poor arguments and then critique those arguments. Why not do that? You streamed for 10.5 hours. Like, what are you doing in these 10.5 hours? You retarded f***. Do you think he engages with any? Well, actually, you know what? We'll check after this, as long as it doesn't give me commercials. We'll scroll through. We'll see if he substantively engages with anything that disagrees with him. I wonder if he does.
To varying success. It seems like he did the classic, like, Hassan and his fans are really mad about Hassan drinking Coca-Cola, and then even went so far as to say Hassan freaks out on peers after weirdest pro-Palestine video, which objectively was like absolutely eviscerated by the court of public opinion.
What?
No, he's very pro-Palestine, and his community is too. That's what I thought too.
Well, why have you changed your thought? Because of thumbnails and titles? What's caused you to change your perspective? Have you engaged with anything?
I'm genuinely shocked.
What's genuinely shocking you? Where's the shock coming from? What are you shocked by?
Anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism, but more nuanced. I think you could have a genuine conversation if you were open to it.
Oh.
A genuine conversation with who?
Uh-oh. He's going through the logs. Oh no. He's trying to web him. Whenever he does this, the goal is to find one thing in his logs that makes him either a fan of me or somebody he doesn't like, so that he can just discredit the entirety of the chatter and scream at him for 20 minutes. That's the only reason why he opens these logs.
Doesn't like the word genocide? What the f does that mean? Lonerbox probably one deorbiter you could have a decent conversation with and not be contentious with content farming. He's pro-Palestine, especially West Bank, but definitely disagrees on some things, but he still says it's apartheid. Basically, he doesn't like the word genocide. I mean, at a certain point, you have to look at like the collection of thoughts and opinions that a person is presenting.
Oh, so he's going to give us a collection of Lonerbox's positions and then tell us why he no longer agrees with Lonerbox's stance, I guess, on Israel-Palestine? Is that what we're going to do? Or
I say this all the time, right? Like, I don't cover people who are ostensibly on my side, even when they are like being annoying and calling me a grifter, by design. For years and years, I was like, no matter how uncharitable or shitty people were towards me, I chose not to cover them specifically because I was like, I don't really give a shit. Partially because there are worse enemies out there.
To be clear, Hassan has never, ever, ever thought like this. The only time Hassan avoids people is if he thinks he's going to get more smoke than he can handle, or if he just doesn't want to share clout. The idea that Hassan sees himself as being some kind of ally, or, well, I just want to attack people on my side because we are, similar in alignment in terms of whatever, that's absolute bullshit. That's hilarious that he tries to rewrite history that way, but okay.
Worse villains out there to hyper focus on, rather than some dude who's like otherwise, pro-LGBT, blah, 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 like a pro-civil liberties for marginalized people, pro-emancipation. They don't have to subscribe to my entire worldview because there are people out there with big platforms who are completely against everything I stand for, like the Ben Shapiro's of the world, like the Jordan Petersons of the world. Like,
does he actually ever fight right-wingers? I feel like 90% of streamers fighting with liberals and other people on the left. Yeah, Hassan doesn't actually fight with anybody, unless he thinks he can get a lot of clout off of them. But even when he does, sometimes he has to be careful because he'll get annihilated by the most like unlikely sources, like Willie Mack or Christian Walker. It's Christian Walker, right? Was that the guy's name?
Now, this is exactly, I'm going to turn this around for a second. If you see someone who appears to be progressive, appears to be on the left, but is constantly hitting left, constantly going after people like myself, claiming that...
Is that what Lonerbox does? Constantly goes after people on the left?
That I am, too pro-Houthi, or maybe even an Islamist...
Too pro-Houthi?
...fundamentalist, or things of that nature. When someone is, like, focusing on that while there's an active ethnic cleansing campaign happening, okay, that immediately shows me that maybe you're not super serious about like covering these broader issues.
He's talking about you? Okay.
That's it. If I see you hyper focusing not on the likes of Ben Shapiro, not on the likes of, I don't know, those who are like actively and consciously defending Israel's genocidal ambition, if I see you cozying up to people doing that sort of thing, if I see you maybe even traveling to Israel with people who have openly stated that, you know.
Wait, no. He's talking about Lonerbox now. Or did he switch?
Israel should do a genocide, and then worked off of that original sentiment to try to find like quick, piffy talking points that justify.
Israel should do a genocide? When the I ever said Israel should do a genocide? What? No, it's all Loner? No, he's saying if you travel to a guy that's with a guy that says that, he's talking about Loner now. Your old West clip? He was asking me, how do you think it's going to end? I was like, I don't know, probably one side is going to genocide the other, whatever. The idea that like that could be boiled down to me saying like Israel should do a genocide is retarded, obviously. All this talk about Lonerbox, he's probably not going to ever watch a single thing from him, right?
I show you every day who I am against. I show you every day what positions I am against. I show you every day with my coverage. I show you every day with who I am criticizing, who I'm choosing to criticize. There's a million different people. I can have a disagreement with a shit ton of people. There's a reason why you see the broadest scope of my haters run the gamut of the pipeline meme that you were showing. People who like will defend the arbitrary nature of age of consent laws and how they should be abolished or whatever, or how it's actually not pedophilia, but
who is he? Is this like the new thing? Am I like follow him now, or like is he talking to me here, or is there some other content creator he's referring to? Have we had like a debate recently where we're talking about like pedophilia or revoking age of consent laws, or who the is he talking about here? Where did he get this weird thing from? Is he projecting his own desires to teenagers onto me, or what? I don't understand. It's so weird. Maybe Vosh? Okay, I have no idea.
Like, I'll give you a great example. There has never been a single moment. There is
an example. Is he about to reference something from somebody's content? Why are we watching this?
Never been a single moment where I have allowed any kind of anti-Semitic sentiment to exist in this community. There have been plenty of people throughout.
Bro, you literally had like a Houthi representative on your stream, and you got on your knees and you glazed him for like an hour. We all saw this. Ethan literally had to cut contact with you because he felt like he was being attacked for being Jewish by your community. Like, Destiny, the debating the age of consent is a thing he does a ton.
I mean, I've seen him defend the ethics of CP and also lowering the...
This was 1 month ago. This debate was like 6 years ago? This was in my home in Omaha. Wait, what the when did he say what?
Seen him defend the ethics of CP and also lowering the age of consent before, but not this specific clip. A fucking kick streamer who debates the age of consent. And honestly, it was it kind of fucked my brain up a little bit. I think that's part of the reason why I had a headache by the end of it. Even though it was fun, we did have fun watching Mr. Bonatello get absolutely ethered by a knowledgeable person on the matter, just getting dog walked so hard. Literally, white dudes writing manifestos about being able to say the N-word, you know, debating the age of consent on a regular basis. Like, they're in the muck, okay? They're already in the they're in a category that is so low that is like unslanderable at this point. You know what I mean? Whereas like I have a lot more to lose in a slander situation because the expectations for most people is literally that like I have to be this like infallible figure, even though I'm not, right? So that's the whole point between like Kendrick Lamar versus Drake is that like Jesus, go watch defending Mr. I'm debating the age of consent today.
How often does this even come up? Wait, what? Is this like a Griper talking point? Like, what Nazi did he borrow this from?
It's so odd.
I've never... Somebody who's thinking about it this way, he just want to kids, I guess. Is that what he thinks about in his free time? Or what? That's such a weird thing to fixate on me for.
Who enjoys the content of a guy who debates the ethics of CP and lowering the age of consent, who says stuff like 15-year-olds are hot, and also loves saying the N-word and has written a manifesto about how he should be able to say it actually in private, and that everyone that told him that he shouldn't is actually the evil ones. That's crazy to me. I hope that triggered your stupid ass roommate, by the way.
Oh, okay. I guess he just does it a ton. I just haven't heard him do it this much before. Jesus Christ. I don't know if have I ever argued in the 15 years of streaming, have I ever argued ever for the lowering of the age of consent? I don't know if I've ever had that argument ever. I don't think I've ever argued for that. I'm so curious what he's even referring to there.